So in this video we are going to create a React application from scratch. For that we are going to use Webpack 4, which is the latest stable version of Webpack, and we are going to create a script to run the dev server using the Webpack dev server. Also we will set up hot reloading. So we will also create a build script for creating JavaScript unified bundle for deployment. You can use this bundle.js to serve with any server that you want. We will also push it to the GitHub. So this video is a part of larger React course series. If you follow me to the end of the series, you will learn the basics of MERN stack. We will also be using Redux and sagas and much more. So at the end of the series, it will probably be of 8 to 10 videos. So you will learn the basics of MERN stack. So let's get started. So first of all, let's check if we have Node installed. So for that we will use an Node dash version. So I have Node 10.16.0 with me. So if we check the npm version, which is the Node package manager, so I have 6.9 for that. So if you don't have Node or npm installed, you can go to you can just search Node install, and the first result, just click that, and there are depending upon your operating system, so you can install it. There are the instructions are pretty much clear on this official page of Node.js. So and npm will come along it, so you don't need a separate installation process for npm. It comes with Node. So once you have Node and npm installed, we can start building our first React app with Webpack from scratch. So first of all, we will do an npm init. So what it will do is that it will create a package.json. So it will ask for some details. So the package name, so let's keep it React Webpack. So the version is 1, description, entry point should be index.js, so test1 none. So git repository for now at the moment it's not yet configured, so none. Keywords, author, I'm Christian, so you can put your name here. So license is just put in the default. So okay, so we have package.json in our project. So our package name is React Webpack. So the next step is to pull in all the dependencies that you need for your project. So the first thing that we need is Webpack. So what is Webpack? So Webpack is a module bundler. So what it does is that it bundles all of your assets in your JavaScript project, so that there is one bundle. So it will in terms of React, if there are multiple components, so Webpack will merge them into a single bundle of JavaScript. So in the process, you can also specify the loaders. Like for JS files, we can give it a pebble loader, so it will transfer all of the ES6 JavaScript to ES5 JavaScript, which is the one that the browser understands. So Webpack is a module bundler, simple as that. So let's install Webpack. So in the terminal, npm install -d Webpack. We also need Webpack dev server, which we will use to create a server so that we can check out our project on localhost. So we also need Webpack CLI. It will basically give you Webpack commands in the CLI. So you can use Webpack from the CLI with this package. So yeah, and we will install them as a dev dependency. That means that we don't need them in the production mode. So it will npm will grab the packages for us. So bear with me for a moment, so while it fetches all the libraries. So yeah, it should be done in a moment. So after this, the next step is to pull in the React package and the React DOM. So we will do that in a moment. So yeah, we have Webpack CLI, and we have Webpack dev server. So the next thing is we will use npm install react DOM. So we will need them as dependencies. Like we need them in the production, so we will not have the -d option. So we will have them as dependencies. So npm will download these packages for you. So yeah, it was pretty quick. So we have React 16.13 and React DOM 13.1. So once we have React and React DOM, the next thing we need to grab is Pebble. So what is Pebble? Pebble is basically transpiler which transpiles the ES6 JavaScript into ES5 JavaScript. So in the node environments, ES6 can be executed pretty much easily. So, but in the browser, there are a couple of, not couple, but there are lots of features of JavaScript of ES6 that the browser doesn't understand out of the box. So we need something to transpile the ES6 code into ES5 code. So the Pebble does the trick for you. So we will install Pebble, and for that we will npm install dash npm install what do we need? Npm install Pebble core. So we need the latest version of Pebble core. So it's @Pebble/core. So yeah, let's verify that with Pebble. This is not the official one. So Pebble core, that's the one. So it's Pebble core. So we will install this one, Pebble core, and we will also install Pebble core and Pebble loader. So it's @Pebble. No, it's just Pebble loader. Pebble loader, and we will also install the presets, env preset. So it is @Pebble preset env. So we also need a Pebble preset for React. So which will transpile JSX into JS. So JSX is JavaScript with XML. So we will use pebble preset dash react, and we will also need HTML Webpack plugin. So HTML Webpack plugin. So that's HTML Webpack plugin. So what is HTML Webpack plugin? It basically is a plugin that works with Webpack. It's a Webpack plugin, so which simplifies the creation of HTML files in your Webpack bundle. So we can create HTML files manually, but this Webpack plugin will do it in a much easier way. So let's install these packages. So it should be done in a moment. So yeah, it's done. So we have all the required packages in our package.json. So you can see there is a modules bundle here. So it will have all the code for the package that we have grabbed from npm registry. So the next step is to configure Webpack. So we will have file. We will create a file for that. Let's in the root directory. So let's name that webpack.config.js. So this is the default configuration file name for Webpack. So in here we will grab path module from Node.js. We will be working with paths, so we need this one. We also need we'll also grab the HTML Webpack plugin that we just installed and require that HTML Webpack plugin. Yeah. So we will do a module.exports for this file. So we will in this exports object we will specify the configuration for Webpack. So entry is, we will specify entry, so it will be in a source folder and it will be the index.js file. So let's create the source folder, src folder, and inside the src we will create an index.js file. So the next thing is to specify an output. So it takes instructions for where to output the bundle JavaScript file, and so we need to give it the path. So we will use path dot join. We will give it a underscore directory name, and we will provide a dist folder. So it will create a dist folder in the root and have the JavaScript bundle output there. So we will also specify the file name for it. So we can name it anything. So this should be a small n. We will say index underscore bundle.js. So yeah, you can put in any name in here. That's up to you. And the next thing is to give it rules and specify the loaders we want the Webpack to use for every file type that every file asset that we are gonna have. So for that we will define a modules object in here, and inside the module we will have a rules array. So inside the rules we will specify all the loaders. So we will use regex expressions for regex expressions to match any JavaScript file extension. So let's say we have .js, anything that matches .js. It can, so all the files with JSX extension and JS will be using this loader, which we will specify in a moment. So we will exclude since the node modules have, we don't want node modules to be transpiled. So we will exclude them. So and we will specify the loader inside the we will specify the loader inside the use. So you will say use loader pebble loader. So we will use pebble loader for anything that matches JS extension. So yeah, and the next thing is to specify the plugins that we want to use. So plugins, for plugins we'll use the HTML Webpack plugin. So let's look up its documentation. So it says we have to require it, and then in the plugins we will use just HTML Webpack plugin. So yeah, we will copy this one and paste it here. So yeah, and there are a couple of options that we can give it to configure. So we can give it a template index, a template file, but let's keep things simple, and we will just use this standard. And the next thing is to the next thing that we are gonna do is create the React app itself. So and also we will also I forgot to use specify the presets here. So we will specify the presets in a file in the root directory, which will be a .babel rc file. So inside here it will be an object, a JSON object. We will specify the presets, and it should be an yeah, we will specify the presets. So it should be presets and an array, and inside the array we will specify the presets. So we will specify env react. So yeah, save it, and you also need to save this file as well. So we have the Babel and Webpack set up. So the next thing is we will create inside the index file we will import React from React. Also we will import React DOM from React DOM, and we will create we will import app, the root component of our app, from dash components dash app. So we will create this this component in a while, in a moment. So we will say react dom.render. So it will take two arguments. The first one is the React component, so it's React app, and so this is JSX on line 6. The way we specify the app as in HTML tag, so it's JSX. So the second argument is document. We will provide the node on the document on the HTML file. So document dot get element by ID, and we will say it should be root. So let's just confirm this form. So yeah, so the node name is root. Just save it. The next thing is to create a new folder inside Versace, so it will be components, and inside the component we will create an app.js. So inside here we will import React from React, and we will use React classes. So create class app extends React dot component, and we will say this is the constructor in here, so it will take the props, and we will call this super of the React component class, and we will have anything. Let's see if we have any state inside here, and we will implement the render method from component class, so it will return something like a div. So it will return simple HTML. So let's say it returns my first React app. So yeah, save it and export default app. So yeah, we just made our first React component here. So this component gets exported. So we import it here and give it to the render function, render method. So it will replace the app inside the root node of our HTML file. So, and the HTML file will be created with the HTML Webpack plugin. So the next thing is to create a script, start script. Let's say start. So it will take. We will use the Webpack dev server. You can use any server. You can use NGX or any Express server. So we will use a dev server, Webpack dev server in the first tutorial. So we will give it a mod, this mod, it will be development, and we want it to open as soon as the Webpack dev server is up, and we also need hot loading, so we will say dash hot, and we will also have a build script. So we will say Webpack mod is production. So once we have the start script, so let's just test this. So if you say npm start in here, so it will, the Webpack dev server will use the Webpack config file, and it should give us our app on 8080. So I guess there is an error, we will fix it. So in the console it says cannot find module pebble preset env. Oh, in Webpack. So inside the Webpack configuration, sorry, inside the pebble RC, I guess it says pebble preset React. So it should be since we are using the latest versions of Babel preset, so Babel preset dash React and the Babel slash env. If we save that and go to the console and run npm start, so yeah, it compiled successfully, but somehow it's not showing the showing something. So if we go to the console, so we have so we don't have node tagged by id root inside our HTML. So uh, this has to do with the HTML Webpack plugin. So we will look up its documentation. So let's say if it is where it is, it should be here. So we should be using a template file for inside the plugin documentation. We will say so inside the src we will create a index.html file. So inside the index.html file we will also give it we will use this template file to um, we will use this template file to yeah, let's copy this one and paste it here. So title is my first React app, and inside the body we will say div, and it will be id of app, and inside the Webpack configuration we will say we will use this plugin with and specify the template name for it. So inside here we will say template is slash src. So we will give it the path of our index.html. Also yeah, so that should be it. So let's stop the server and can start it again. Yeah, so we have our first React app up and running. So if you and we have also enabled the hot module reloading. So let's get these side by side and see if we have. So inside the inside the app.js, if we say this, edit this one, this is my first app. So it should automatically be reflected inside the browser. So yeah, this is my first app. So that's it for this video. I guess it took quite a long time. So in the next video we will use we will learn how to use Express server to serve our HTML files. And um, until that, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing and watching my video.